Hey, chicken. Welcome to real life Camp Rock / The Parent Trap. Are we on? Hi. Alright. Hi. So happy to be here. That was really aggressive. I'm actually very happy to be here. Hi everyone, my name is Emily and I am back with another camp video. This one is all about the truth about summer camp. No, I'm actually really joking. It's gonna be about things that you may not know about camp that you want to know but you don't really hear as much from the agencies and in other videos. The first thing I have is how do I know which agency to go through and how long will the application process actually take? So I went through CCUSAs for both years of camp. I was placed within the first, I want to say not even 2 weeks or even a week after I had my application approved by CCUSA, and I submitted my video for camp to have a look through, and they really like to see them because then it shows your personality. But the thing is, you never know how long it's going to take. I do know someone who was placed on like this 1st of June one year, so you could be waiting a couple months, a couple days, a couple weeks. I'm blurry. Something that I was really intrigued about before I went to camp was what you actually do in your bunk when you're not doing activities or it's a rainy day. Me and my co-counselors, in particular Chloe, like to have High School Musical marathons where we watch Frank every other and we sing. They were some of the best times. Jump on the bed and just go so crazy. I loved it. So for your visa application, I highly recommend that you get to the embassy really early. This year I booked a 9:30 interview or 8:30, whatever the earliest one is, and I got there half an hour earlier so that I skipped the line to actually sign in for my interview. And then once you go up there, there aren't many people in line to pay and to have their face-to-face interview, which makes the process so much easier. And because you don't have your phone or anything up there with you, it does get a little bit boring and really stuffy, just like standing there in the room waiting. So, buying your flights to camp. My camp is in Connecticut, so I fly to and from New York City, but whichever agencies in your country that help out with flights are really good at helping you get the best deals. And I like to buy my flights maybe end of March. I find the best sales are, I have the goods. This is my Australian flag. Oh yeah, I'm Australian if you couldn't realize from my accent. So I took this. It has a lot of paint on it because we have some basketball games that get pretty intense and we all get painted up in our country's colours and support our team playing against the other camps, and that's a really fun day. So yes, take your Australian flag because you'll definitely have events that you'll need to use it for. Find out what colours your camp are. Definitely go out and buy lots of those clothes. Like this is me and my friend Monty, and we just kind of dressed up for like pep rally night, and we had some like face paint and a wah-nee hat and some merch. It was really fun. Monty, I miss you. So this is one of my staff shirts from camp. This one was for staff soccer. On the back you just have like our nicknames, and I put 97 for the year I was born. And yeah, it's really pretty. Have a close up. Shout out to, actually this is really bad of me, but I forgot who designed it. I think it might have been Ella. Can I please also address that I still have my tinsel up from Christmas, but it's okay because I filmed this on the 31st of December. I don't know when it's going to be up, hopefully within the week. Okay. So here I have a pouch. So I took all of my stuff last year in a suitcase, very much like a free-for-all. And at camp you have your compartments and your shelves that you can put all your things on, which is really handy. But if you travel before and after camp, it can be a giant mess. So pouches are great. You can use packing pouches. Where is mine? So this is my packing pouch. What I did was put all of my clothes inside here and compress it down, and that way you have compartments for different things. So here, I put all my pants and shorts in this bag. I put all my tops in this bag. And then one of my campers actually gave me this after camp because she didn't need it anymore. And I kept all my jumpers and miscellaneous items in here, and it made such a difference while traveling because I never lost anything within my suitcase. I have another little pouch. These are really handy because you will obviously need an adapter to plug in your Australian or whatever country you're from, your plug into here. Yeah, but sometimes they also don't have the bottom bit and it's just the top there. And here, this is really handy for if you have a Mac. This is really hot because this one, you would just unplug and then this bit just goes into here. And then you can plug that straight into your wall plug at camp and you have a US adapter without having to buy a brand new charger if you're going to take your laptop with you. And the final thing I have in this magic pouch is some pegs that I didn't use. So this is a bit of a clothesline and plug it onto your wall, maybe not your wall, maybe like outside somewhere, and then you can hang your clothes up to dry. At bike camps both years, we actually had an outside area where you could hang up your clothes and they dried just with the air. So you will be OD, which is on duty. I spoke about this more in my other video, but basically I'll just briefly explain again. You will be on duty maybe once every 3 or 4 nights and also during the day. So something that people have mentioned to me before is that they don't particularly love going into water. Camps will have a lake and a pool. With the youngest kids, we had to go in most days. We have something called General Swim, which is in periods 3 and 6. So everyone comes down to girls camp and we hang out by the lake and the pool and on the hill. Most of the older divisions, they like to go in the lake and the pool at the beginning of camp, but as camp goes on, they more just want to hang out with the division. And if that is a bit of a concern to you, talk to your interviewer when you have your agency interview and also when you're being interviewed by a camp. One of my major suggestions is to take a nice drink bottle. So this is my baby. Yes, she is Gucci. Just a Nike drink bottle. I bought it from like Rebel Sport and it is actually my camp's colors, which I did not plan at all. And it's really handy because, you know, you have like the flip cap. Camp is not the place that you want to spread or get germs. And one of my last things is about the kids at camp and the language. Even if you speak English, I don't know if I want to call it a language barrier per se, but the Americans do speak very differently in terms of slang and just like, you know, general words. Like we would call this like a t-shirt, whereas they would just call it like a shirt or a top. That was a really bad example. A jumper, they call it a sweatshirt. The grocery store, or we call it the supermarket, and just general slang, like no worries. So it is a bit of getting used to. At my first camp, at the counselors, Callie, she was so great. She had a little like English dictionary and she wrote up the words, how they meant like her country and then the American, so the kids could be like, oh, let's go and check. And I thought that was really clever. At camp, you will get your laundry done for you. It all depends what camp you go to. They send it off to get done, it comes back to you, so it is dried. So don't put your valuables in there because it is most likely they will shrink. My favorite and one of my only pairs of jean shorts shrunk at my first year of camp. But you can also you can also wash your clothes yourself in the sink or the shower if you just buy some like, you know, $2 washing soap from Target and yeah, just wash in the shower. I know some camps you need to do your laundry on your own and they actually supply you with the laundry machines. What is it like being international staff at camp? And this really depends on the camp. My first year, it was just like being anyone else. There was nothing like special. You know, the Americans, they grew up at camp, so it is really different being international staff. But this year at my camp, they actually really celebrate international staff. We have our staff soccer game, staff tennis, which is not just for internationals actually, it's for everyone collectively. And we also have like Jack D. Gordon and 14-0, which are 2 major camp tournaments where other camps come to our camp and they play these big basketball games. And that's where we get dressed up in our clothes, flags, and with a bunch of face paint. I will put some photos here. It was such a fun day. Another question I get a lot, this one comes from Instagram, is whether it's hard to eat vegan at camp and whether the food at camp in general is good. Obviously, you're going to be having camp food, so it's not going to be a 3-course gourmet meal, but let me just tell you, the pad thai, just the stir fry in general at my camp is amazing. But obviously you can have a very different experience depending on the camps. All camps will have kids who are, you know, vegetarian, gluten intolerant, dairy intolerant. So as long as you speak to your agency, they will hire you if they can provide for you as well. But obviously the kids are the first preference at camp. But along with the 4th of July that you will celebrate while you're at camp, there are also some other events. It's like lip sync battle, which is insane. Everything is thought out. We are practicing our lip sync and our dances to a T. For 3 weeks prior. It is serious business. If you're wondering if you should take a proper camera to camp, I highly recommend doing so because there are some lovely moments with your campers and fellow counselors that you will want to cherish and keep forever. Also, the sunsets over the lake or sunrises over the lake at camp are ones to not miss. They are absolutely beautiful. And also having a GoPro in the lake and the pool at camp is really fun to take. So I have here a list of my must-see places after camp. So I highly recommend not getting a top deck or a Kentucky tour booked because you will make the best friends and you will want to travel with them. I mean, you can also travel solo. I did that my first year of camp. I went to like Boston, visited some family, then Massachusetts is in Boston. I mean, Boston's in Massachusetts. And then I went to San Diego and LA, and San Diego was some of the best 2 weeks of my entire life. But if you're going to be traveling with friends from camp, and I highly recommend you do it in an RV or a van, it is the best time ever, then you should definitely hit up New York City, New Orleans, which is so much fun. That's in Louisiana, through Texas, and through New Mexico in Albuquerque. Turns out High School Musical was actually filmed in Salt Lake City and not Albuquerque, but they have beautiful mountains, sunsets, and a really good Chipotle. To Colorado, we went to Telluride, which was incredible. It's this little ski town in the mountains and it is breathtaking. And then from there we went into Utah, which was sick. They have awesome welcome to Utah signs. And then we saw Monument Valley. This was one of the highlights. We just had a little photo shoot there. We sat under the stars. We got up at like 5:30 in the morning to watch the sunrise. And then from there we drove to the Four Corners, which are
Washington, Florida, Maine, and California.
I'm kidding. I got that wrong in a game of College Bowl and I was really certain about my geography. Turns out the Four Corners are 4 places in the US where the states match up. So you have Colorado, Utah, Arizona, and New Mexico, and you can stand in all 4 states at the same time. And then from there we drove to the Grand Canyon on the same day and watched the sunset. From there we drove to Phoenix, Arizona. We dropped off the car and then we went to Las Vegas, which was so much fun. From there, 2 of my friends who were on the trip with us left. They went home. It was very sad. And 4 of us continued. We hired a smaller car this time. We didn't sleep in it. We slept at motels along the way, which is also a possibility. You could do that too. And we went to Lake Tahoe and Yosemite and the wrong side of Area 51, and then we ended up in LA. So it was an amazing trip. So I highly recommend all of those places so much. And yeah, that's all I have for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video and you're getting in the camp spirit. I know I am so excited. I'm counting down the days. In fact, I definitely
don't have a
app to count down the days. 165 days left till camp. We are like past the midway point. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any more questions, check out my other camp video that I made in March in 2018, and also my 2 camp videos that are also below. And hopefully they give you lots of advice and a show into what camp is like. But also please remember that they are highlight reels. It is definitely not a day-to-day memoir. Memoir, is that the right word? Anyway, I hope 2019 is amazing for you. It is the perfect time to start organizing your camp trips. Get started on that application. If you have any more questions, please leave a comment down below or message me on Instagram. I would love to help out and answer them for you. And have a lovely 2019. Bye!